What is up? Hey, what's up? Whoa, how'd I come in so hot? Hey, I'm gonna yell at you. Okay, so today I wanna talk to you about how to optimize student engagement via video, okay? It is going to be something that not only, yes, you're creating video for your students, whether it's going to YouTube, it's going directly to your students, if it's going in a file that only your students see. These are tips and tricks and templates that could help you engage your learners longer and at a deeper level. So we're gonna talk about that, and I'm gonna give you some examples, but first I wanna tell you a little bit about who I am so that you don't think I'm just some dude who hey, I watched a cat video on YouTube, so I'm gonna tell you how to use YouTube as an educator. So, I've been on YouTube for 13 years. I had my own channel, and then I created an education channel. I did it as a resource to help my students outside of class time, and I think it has a ton of positive features that if you leverage it correctly could engage your learners and help them in the long run. Now, I'm currently dean of college. I've been a high school math teacher. I've been a principal of a school that has digital, in-person, and blended learning back in 2013. So it was doing 2020 before 2020 was a thing, before 2020 was required. And then I also have been at central office, been director of curriculum instruction, and now I'm with the college, and I love it, and I love our students. And we are actually virtual right now. And so these are tips that I've learned through being a principal, an educator, and just being a YouTube educator for over a decade, almost a decade and a half. Wow. Isn't it weird when you start saying things in decades as a person? So I don't say all that to be hey, look what I've done. I'm doing it so that you don't think I'm just some 11th grader running for student council vice president, and you can hopefully resonate with one of the roles I've had and know that I have made many failures in the world of creating video for students. And I'm actually in the process of finishing my doctorate. My dissertation focus is on how to engage learners in online educational videos. So a ton of what I'm gonna talk to you about, the whole template I created is based off of all these different 60 plus research studies that I've looked at so far and what I think is the best opportunity to engage your students. Now, is there any template that you can be I'm just gonna do bam, 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 and bam. All my students will pay attention and watch every single minute and they're gonna learn everything. No, nothing you can do in any type of teaching, and you know this, is gonna apply to 100% of your students. That's why we personalize and we differentiate and we learn our students and we try to adapt to as many as we can. So all the stuff I wanna give you hopefully can help you in your classroom. This is just a couple slides that I toss into everything I do. I think it is very helpful for educators to have resources for students that they can just click and go to instead of being we'll just go find it. So here are these, I've got these linked on my Instagram bio, my TikTok bio. Just click on that. I've got copies you can have, copy, paste, edit, all that, okay? I'm not trying to pitch that. I'm just letting you know this is super helpful and it helps you tone down the amount of emails you get. Everything you do with that or with creating video can be a filter to run some students through to where they might not need to reach out individually and use your time, because we all have a very finite amount of time, okay? So let's get into it. We're optimizing student engagement via video, okay? Now I'm gonna talk about YouTube a lot because I think it is pretty much the most accessible platform for students. It's honestly one of the greatest educational tools in the history of mankind, because anybody can be a teacher and upload it and watch it and learn it. So if we can leverage that and pick out our videos and even create videos that help our students connect with us, then we're gonna see more success in the classroom than if we didn't, okay? So first off, why should you create your own videos? Let's say you're hesitant. You're Tyler, I just don't wanna be on camera. I get that. You're not the only one. You think I like being on camera? If I watch videos from me from a few years ago, I watch one. I don't even watch I can watch my videos now. But if I watch videos from 3, 5, 10, 12 years ago, it is cringe worthy. That is normal. You just have to kind of get over yourself. Stop worrying so much about the YouTube comments or what people might say. You have to think, I need to make videos because I want to help young people. I want to help people learn either in my school or around the world. And you never know what's going to resonate with them and what's going to connect. You might be the teacher that some student, 5 states over or in another country, half around the world, that they connect with and that they want to learn from. You could be that teacher for them. Now, that's if you put it on YouTube. For those of you that are anti-public video thing, I get that. That's fine. I'm still applying this to you because you can go into your LMS, I know Google Classroom. It's got a little button on there where you can click it, record the video. Hey, what's up guys? How's it going? Record it and then upload it directly into Classroom and only your class sees it. It stays a private Google Drive file. So you should make videos for your students. If you are virtual, you have to, or you are doing them a disservice. If you're blended, you need to. And if you're in person, you should, okay? And that's what research says, okay? Why should you make videos? Number one, students like them. Have you ever been in your class and you hit play on the TV or on the smart board or Promethean board, or whatever you're using? If you hit play on there on a video, the tone goes, it's like they get quiet. Now, they might start talking again once they realize they're not interested, but for that few seconds, you have their attention. It is a great fluctuation in your classroom to kind of re-trigger their brain to look at, okay, what's on the TV? What's the shiny new toy? You can do something, and then you turn it off and you start teaching again. Students like videos. Now, they don't like every video. It's like the idea of like, if I give my students a Chromebook, they're going to love it because they love technology. They love what they can do with that tool. They love the types of videos if you pick the right ones to resonate with them, okay? And we're going to talk about that. Number two, research says it helps them. There are research studies out there that the researchers tell us and their analysis that through the research that they're doing, students who have access to their teachers' videos, just record the lesson you're already teaching and make it available. Students find that extremely helpful when they're reviewing for an end of semester exam, final exam. They can go in and review that and use it as like a refresher. I had a young lady, she did really well on her AP US History exam. She made a 5. It's great. She told us that 90% of what she had learned through watching Crash Course YouTube videos. You could be that Crash Course video. Crash Course is a YouTube channel. You could be that video that your students learn from or other students around the world learn from. By the way, I haven't even told you, I got a YouTube account. If you want to check me out, like, subscribe, Tarver Academy, if you want to check it out. Somebody throw the link. First person throw the link in the chat, you win a new yacht. We give away yachts here. I'm just kidding, but maybe. 3, it helps them connect with you. If you're virtual, too often we go all business mode. It's like, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. You have a natural built-in community with your students whenever you're teaching in person because you're there, you're talking to them, you're chatting with them as they walk in, you're having side conversations, you learn about them from what they're doodling or what there's on the book that's on their desk. My first year teaching, every kid that was walking by was walking by with one of them Twilight books. I probably have one on my shelf. Twilight books. And I was like, wow, that's really popular. So I read it. It was a chance for me to connect with my students on something they were interested in. That community happens naturally in person. If you're blended, virtual, hybrid, anything like that, you need to be creating stuff for your students, connect with you in a community. If you're just sending them off to other videos, they're not connecting with you. They're connected with somebody else on YouTube, but these young people, they genuinely connect with people through YouTube. Ask them who their favorite vlogger is. Ask them how they feel about them. They love them. They feel like they're their best friend even though they've never met them. You can use technology, you can use video to strengthen that bond you have with your students to where you build rapport, build connection, and they want to learn from you because they know you and you know them through video. It happens, I promise. And you're thinking to yourself, well, Tyler, I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be the guy making videos, putting them on out there. You can't make me. First off, stop being so aggressive, okay? Okay, I'm not forcing you. I'm not your boss, okay? I'm not your boss. You can make whatever you want or not make whatever you want. If you don't want to make them, if you're dead set against it, start having your students create the videos. Have a student a day create a 1 minute or less video where they tell a little bit about themselves and ask a question for everybody else to discuss. You know, they can just record on their phone. Hey, what's up, everybody? My name's Tyler, and I'm in 3rd period biology, and I love learning about, photosynthesis or nucleus or whatever. I wasn't a science teacher, as you can tell. Nucleus, and it's just incredible to me. My question to everybody is, what is your favorite pizza place to eat at? Mine is Blaze Pizza because I like putting broccoli on my pizza. Tell me in the chat your favorite. That is a small opportunity for them to connect and grow. It's even better when you have the students actually teach a lesson on here. I had my students do it, and YouTube was not something like everybody uploaded to. So I had students that would create those and send them to me on like a DVD, and we would watch like 5-minute clips of them teaching a math concept in my class. True story. I'm not lying. Not making this up. I promise. It is a great way for them to connect with each other, and then you connect with them. And also, how much more do you learn whenever you are the one teaching it versus the one hearing it? So Sweet. This is the theoretical framework that I'm using for my dissertation, and I think it's something that we as educators should think of whenever we're presenting any type of digital multimedia content to our students, okay? This is the cognitive theory of multimedia learning, and I've got a picture there at the bottom, okay? We want to get to that circle. It's that perfect combination of what you see, what you hear, and then connecting that to the previous knowledge, images, different types of ways of tying in seeing and hearing, because that's how we learn. We see it, either we read it or we watch it. We hear it, either we listen to it or we watch it and hear the audio from it. All of that, or we're watching you in person. That's audio. We're visual. We're seeing you. It's the tie-in of all the things that help it stick and stay in our memory and start connecting it, okay? So if you get a chance, look this up, or whenever I get done with the dissertation, you can just read it. I'll summarize it for you. So save you some time. So check that out. That's what we're thinking. What, in all these videos, think of, what can I do? What is the greatest video I can make with the tools and the experience I have and the comfort level I have that reaches my students visually and auditorially. Wow, my brain literally has turned that word into mush. What is the word in the chat? What is the word when you hear a word and it stops becoming the meaning of the word, it just becomes the word to you? There's a word for that. I've said word a lot. We want to meet the visual and audio tie-ins at the peak of what we're capable of as educators when we're creating videos or having our students create videos. So let's keep that in mind as we go through some of these examples, okay? So what I want to do is I want to show you some video styles and give you some examples. So here's one of my earliest videos. It was very basic. I stuck a Sony camera I bought at Best Buy up. This was, I think, in the summer. I got done setting up my room, and I was like, you know what? I'll record a couple basic videos. I'm wearing a hat backwards, okay? It's okay to judge me. It's a Hurley hat. Wearing it backwards. It was 2008. It was a weird time for everything, okay? And as you can tell from the graphics, I made this on iMovie, which is a free program that Apple offers. So all I did was I did a 5-minute video on this. This video currently, combined between my two channels, has over, I think it's over 2 million views now. This one video on one of my channels has 1.9 million views. That means I've had the chance, now granted I didn't help all those students, but I've helped, I think it's like 40,000 plus likes, so at least they liked it enough to hit the like button. That's a huge amount of students I would not have gotten the chance to help if I had not put it out there. All I did was I set up a camera and I taught what I normally teach for 5 minutes, recorded it, and then uploaded it to YouTube. And then the algorithm helped it for a while. It did really well for a while. So the pros of doing this is it's easy and it feels comfortable for students. You're getting the chance to do graphics on the board while they see your face. In research, I'm finding that it means something to the students when there's a human being there. We're gonna show some other examples where there's not. I call it the Wizard of Oz, the man behind the curtain. But it helps when they see you. This is the easiest, most basic way to do that. Literally, now, since then, phones have come a long way. I think the iPhone 1 was where we were when I made this video. But now you can do this with your phone. You buy a $5 tripod or just prop up books is what I used to do. Prop up books, set up your phone, and just record you teaching on your screen. You're making a resource for your students and maybe students all around the world or teachers that are trying to relearn this before they teach it. It is easy. It's comfortable to most of us. It is a chance for you to make and you could record whole lessons. I've got several up here. I've got the whole course of geometry that I recorded as I taught it 10, 12, 13 years ago. And now anybody can access the full lesson, including my current students or my students I had then. So record what you're doing, easiest way possible. Just use your phone, okay? If you got a decent phone. If you got like a Razor flip phone, don't do it. Does anybody remember their first phone they ever had? Throw it in the chat. I want to hear the first phone you ever had. Let me hear it, okay? So that's the example. Really easy. It's comfortable. It's great for shorter topic videos. Highly recommend it there. Okay. You can also put these into Google Forms. I've got links in here. If you've jumped in and grabbed this, I threw you a link at the beginning. I should have recognized. I think it's tarveracademy.com/video. If you want this, Tarver Academy, TARVER Academy.com/video. I've got links to all this whole presentation. So you could go in and you could click on this and get these templates. You can make those short 5 to 10 minute videos and you can insert them into a multi-page Google form directly in there. Because guess what? Google owns Google Forms. Google owns YouTube. They want them to work together. So you could easily record those, put them in there, and now you've essentially given yourself a co-teacher. You could have, hey everybody, and this is in person. hey, everybody, in Google Classroom, I tossed a Google form. You're gonna work through it at your own pace. Put your headphones in. I'll walk around and help anybody that needs help. You now have a co-teacher that is you. You could be then there teaching a concept for 5 minutes, and then they answer a question. And then you teach another concept for 5 minutes, answer a question, concept, question. And then you're walking around the room. You're helping students. You're looking at them. You're asking them questions. You're having them walk you through it. It is a great way to expand your classroom, essentially hiring a free teacher to help teach with you, which is yourself, because you know you are the smartest teacher in the building. Okay, in the building, in the world is the correct answer. So you can embed them directly in Google Forms, and it's super easy to do. The next one, a lot of you guys have probably seen that. This is actually one of my videos. Khan Academy does this as well. You can use a plethora of online platforms to do this. I did this one back, I guess it was when I was a principal, so it was 7 or 8 years ago. I would have students that I didn't even teach, some that I taught, but some I would just open it up to anybody on my YouTube videos. I said, hey, I want to help you with math. I was like, screenshot or take a picture of a problem you're having trouble with, tweet it to me. Remember Twitter? Tweet it to me. And I'm on Twitter, by the way. Tyler Tarver. What's up? Holla at your boy. Tweet it to me. Always plug. Always shout out. Tweet that to me, and then I'll upload it and try to work the problem for you. So random students would send me pictures or screenshots of their problems, and I would sit there and I would pull it into an app called Explain Everything, which works well with any device, Wacom tablets, all of that. You can use that and you can write over it. You can do this in your PJs. I've helped people with like this, put them out there, upload it to YouTube and send them the link. And then anybody can get help with it from here on out. So it's a great way to address individual problems very easily. I mean, the workflow is super easy, and I think that I have that as a pro. It's very easy to do. However, it is the least engaging of all of them. It's like you want to use the graphic side of it, and you also want to use the human side of it. And it's like you're choosing one. Whereas in the first video, it was actually both, right? You're seeing the drawings and the diagrams, and you see me. You have a face to who's talking to you. I have expressions, body language, all of that. It'd be the difference if you're just listening to me talk right now versus see me talking, use my hands, and seeing the photos. You have the opportunity here to just do it easier. If you just need to get it done, go for it. I recommend this for any, like, say you're teaching math or art or anything to where you could bring in a photo and talk over it and give them examples. This is a very, very easy way to give tutorials on specific problems that students miss. So like, say your workflow in Google Forms is that if a student misses the problem, you want to send them feedback immediately, which you can do in Google Forms. You want to send them the feedback. You can actually have that YouTube video to where it's automatically embedded and emails it to the student when they get it wrong. And so you can have their assignment, hey, work through the problem with me, write out what you did wrong, and then let me know where you messed up and how you'll learn from it. The opportunities are endless. Obviously, you have to engage your students. You have to get them to want to do it. But if you need to get quick videos, you can get an app, you can get a tablet, you can get the Wacom attachment and stick it on your Chromebook or your PC or your Mac, and you could work through it super easy with this. So it's a very simple way to get those videos. Okay, a great online whiteboard tool, and there's a screenshot from it, is Jamboard. I've got a longer tutorial on Jamboard if you want it. You just click that link. Remember, tarveracademy.com/video. And why did I do my head like /video? It's like Ace Ventura. Alrighty then. So I'm so sorry. I watch a lot of movies. Whenever you're in Jamboard, it's jamboard.google.com. And it is a free program if your school uses Google to where you can just go in and you can work through all this stuff and you do it essentially like a whiteboard. You can use markers, you can use pens, you can write on it, you can import photos, you can have those little post-it notes I've created, that's in Jamboard. All this stuff is super easy to use and it's free if you're using Google, if you have a Google school. So that's Jamboard. I just want to let you guys know if you've heard about it, it's a great program, especially if you're doing the walkthrough and the writing stuff. Now, you would need to record your screen or do it live on YouTube if you're going to. So it's like you could do screen record with your phone or your iPad and work through Jamboard or the Wacom tablet if you've got that on a device, or you can do, what's the other one? Streamyard. And then you could just project your screen and just use your tablet or your Wacom to do that. So those are the options there. Here's another one. I just call this traditional lecture style. This is me. I set up, actually use my camera, but you could use your phone, get some decent lighting, and you're just filming yourself talking. It's essentially like what I'm doing right now, except for you have the graphics and the pictures, but it's what you do in a classroom, if you're not writing anything on the board, you're just talking to students. You're showing them your hands. You're talking. You're doing this, whatever. That's all you're doing here. It's super easy to do, and you can upload it, literally record it on your phone, upload it straight into YouTube or Classroom or Vimeo or whatever you're uploading your video to. You can upload it immediately from there. So it's like super easy. I would recommend this user tip. I try not to record like videos that are longer than like 20 or 30 or 40 minutes directly from my phone, because storage is always an issue with phones. So what I recommend is I stream it. So it's like I don't have to worry about the storage because I'm streaming it live on either YouTube Live or through Streamyard, STREAMYARD, Streamyard.com. They've got a free option there. I highly recommend. I'm not paid by Streamyard, so there you go. It's just it's a good website. Those I'll just run live, let YouTube handle the storage, saves it for me, and then I just shoot the link out whenever I'm done. It's very easy to do. It's simpler. It's actually easier to do than the other one because you're just talking. You're saying the stuff that you know, and you're just like if you're standing in front of your class, and you can talk directly to the audience. Now, here's one piece of advice I have for you. When you're talking to them, do not look at yourself on the camera. So like if you're looking at me right now, I'm not looking at you. I'm talking and I'm blah, blah, blah. I'm looking off. That's me looking at myself. You want to look at the camera. You want to talk to them. You want to look directly at them. Because what am I doing right now? If you're looking at me, who does it look like I'm talking to? You. I'm having a direct conversation with you. My eyes are facing your eyes. Even though this is, I'm miles away, I'm still talking directly to you. I can't see you, but it looks, for your perspective, I'm talking to you. So, as you do all of the stuff you're doing for your students, and you're recording, you always look directly at the camera. It's like a Zoom call. Have you ever done a Zoom call or a Google Meet where they're just like, nobody ever looks directly at you, and then there's those people that look directly at you? It's because they're looking at the camera. Look at the camera. That's just the user tip, okay? Next one, I've used this before. I've got a ton of resources here. If you want them, they're on my website, tarveracademy.com. I've got free bell ringers. So I did a quote of the day bell ringers, and I did throw in some edit on this, but really it's just me talking. I have the text of the quote, and the idea is that your students can get their conversation started every day doing a daily interactive, easy discussion, personal application question, okay? So I used to do math bell ringers, and I would use old released ACT Aspire questions. That's great because we're learning math, but also during the bell ringer time, I'm trying to take roll. I'm handing out papers to kids that missed the day before. I'm doing all my admin stuff. I'm emailing the secretary saying, hey, so-and-so missed, whatever. Students, if they hit a snag when they're doing that math problem, then they're stuck. They can't move on. They're either like asking somebody else or they have to ask me, and then I have to stop what I'm doing to help them. So what I always recommend for bell ringers is you can either have this, there's 180 of these, it can every day your whole school year. I've got templates, notebooks with it. I've got more bell ringer resources than you ever need. And you can have those for free, tarveracademy.com. Or you can create your own very simply like this. You don't have to do the edits I did. You can make a daily discussion question. It's a great, I call them community connection questions. You're talking about something that they can either learn about or grow from, and then it's easy for them to answer because they don't hit a snag when they don't know how to do quadratic formula. They can literally just go, oh, here's a quote, or here's a thought. I'm going to give my opinion on it. With our opinions, yeah, there's people's opinions who are more correct than others, but when you're giving your opinion, it's not really wrong, it's still your opinion. And so it's a great discussion conversation starter. And what that does is that helps get the conversation started when you start doing class. So in person, online, hybrid, I highly recommend you have a 1 to 2 minute daily community connection video where they either learn or they're just answering questions about like, what's your favorite TV show right now? What's your favorite movie of all time? What's your favorite sport? Whatever it is, to start the conversation, the students feel comfortable talking, and they're also connecting with you and each other through this. So if you want that resource, you can have it, tarveracademy.com. Just click at the links at the top, bell ringers, or hit me up on whatever social media platform you want, and I'll give it to you. Okay, sweet. So let's keep rolling. You can also do math for bell ringers. I did this to like, what resource would I want as an educator if I was still teaching math every day to high school students? I would want this, where there's somebody in 5 minutes or less that works through a problem with my students. Therefore, I am freed up and I have someone else teaching and walking them through it. So it's a great resource. You can create your own. Shoot me your YouTube link. I want to subscribe to your YouTube as you create your own stuff. If you do, no pressure. Got to follow your heart here. Okay. Another one, and this is actually one that's super popular, and we don't think of it as an educational tool because it has become so, is prolific the word? It's become so prominent in the world. This is myself and my friend Neil. We had a podcast called Explain Everything with Tyler and Neil. He made me put my name first. It should have been him first. He's way better. So with this, we would just do a podcast where we'd spend anywhere from 15 minutes to an hour explaining something. And we go through the topic, we talk through it. This is a really cool thing you can start using for your students. And yes, you can find other people doing it, but this is super easy to do. Record with your phone, you can live stream, you could just do audio. There's a free podcast app called Anchor that I recommend. You could do it just audio and send it out to your students. Think through how this would feel engagement-wise for students if you and another teacher were literally like say you teach history and there's another history teacher and you two are sitting there and you're talking through context, stories, all of that from the American Revolution and what Paul Revere felt whenever he was riding through town announcing that the British are coming. Whenever you were doing that and you're having that conversation, it's almost like someone is sitting in the room, your students are sitting in the room having a conversation with two friends about something they like. It's not a 45-minute lecture, a monologue by one teacher. It is a chance for them to hear a conversation where there's context and opinions and thoughts and this overlap. And it's like every time a new person talks, it's like a little reset in your brain. Think of the podcasts you listen to. Why do you listen to those podcasts? Because it feels like you're their friend and you're chilling on the couch where your buddies are talking about whatever. That's why we like them. So you could start incorporating these more into your classroom, into your teaching, into your learning of your class with your students. Also, you can have students do it. They can create podcasts, interview people, bring that in and add it as an actual learning material. In our brains as teachers, we think it only counts as a learning material if we say it standing up in front of the class. How often can students teach each other? How often did you, as a student in college, work with other students and you guys taught each other and worked through different things? You can do that. That's a great way to learn and grow. You can also do it. This is me when I was a principal. I would bring students in to my office, and we would do the daily announcements. This was a community connection. It was a back and forth conversation. We could feed off each other's energy and talk, and it was just a fun way for me to get to know these students, but also other students to get to know them. So it's another way you can interact and do that on a very easy basis. And look at the quality of this. It's not great quality. Students didn't care. Not one student ever complained and said, it's too blurry. Where's my 1080p? Can you not get it in 4K? No kid ever said that. They don't care. They watch TikToks and Instagrams and Snapchats all day that are filmed from terrible angles and like in the dark and weird places. Like they don't care, okay? They just want to hear what is the story, what are they saying, and why do I care, okay? Next, this is online focused. Vertical with text. So I like to think of this as like, I'm making this for the internet. So like right now, this video is similar to this because I'm sitting here talking to the camera. So you see me, and then I've got text, I've got GIFs, I've got video clips, I've got slides. Like you're seeing this slide. You have a video of me, you have a slide, and then you have a video within the slide. Inception. You have all that right here on this one video. Okay, so this is a great tool. If you know you're making this for online or you know you're making this for your students, this is a very good way to incorporate both of the things that are important: the audio, the visual, the human interaction, the text and photo, all of that. I edited this in Final Cut Pro. If you've ever edited, let me know in the chat. Have you ever edited with an editing program? iMovie, what is the free one that Apple does? It's like they only do the boxes. My 7-year-old daughter created videos, clips. She would create videos with clips. iMovie, all of that you can do through this. And there's a ton of other programs you can use. I recommend, if you're not comfortable editing, just use Streamyard. 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 Yard. Okay? Here's another example. Here's some screen recording apps that can record your screen. I didn't put Streamyard on here, but I did this one. So I'll tell you everything I used for this example video. So I used my camera that I'm using right now. I just turned the camera this way to record vertically so I could get that like Instagram story view. That way I can move myself over to the side and it gives room for me to put this in there. I edited this in Final Cut Pro Once you get your template, I'm really just dragging and dropping. It only took me like maybe 10, 15 minutes to edit this video. Didn't even rewatch it. I don't rewatch it. And there I am. I use the Wacom tablet to go in and write on Jamboard. So like if you go through here, you can see me writing using the tablet, writing right on top of it. See how it zooms in whenever I actually click on the text? You can use these programs and these screen records and you can stream live. You can do all this. You just got to figure out which app am I comfortable with. There's no correct answer. I gave you guys 5 options here to write online and upload and record and all of that directly from here. Okay, because there's no one size fits all, just like with your students. There's multiple ways to get to an answer a lot of times. There's multiple contexts to any historical event. This is multiple options for you. I say play with them. If you like it, lean into it. Ask fellow teachers who are already doing it. See what they like, because if they're collaborating with you occasionally, then that's an opportunity for you guys to just help each other edit or ask each other questions, troubleshoot. Find out what your colleagues are using and the people you can communicate and connect with frequently. So that's a great one. You can also connect with teachers via laptops. I did this one. I just did a screen record. And I recorded this in I think my trainer application. I did, no, this is through AutoCAD. If you're not using AutoCAD, you should. So you can use Screencastify, Loom, Canva. They're all super easy to use. And a lot of districts are buying like full licenses for people. Screencastify, I think, has like a 5-minute limit. You can show just your screen, you can show just your face, or you can show both. 5-minute limit for Screencastify on the free one. Loom is, I think Loom is 15 minutes. And then Canva, guys, I love Canva. bit.ly/Tarver Canva. Get Canva. It's free to educators. It is incredible. I've got the link in here. You should check it out. It's awesome. These are ways that you can record your screen and publish it out to the world. Okay, here's another one, Online Focus. This is what you're watching right now. This is what you're seeing right now. I recorded, my friend Leanne and I, we did a session for a conference I did last summer, a virtual conference, and we recorded ourselves on a camera, and then I recorded my screen, and so I had the presentation going, pre-recorded, I edited, I have more options. It looks a little bit better than like a Streamyard or like anything that's streaming live, but it's not hard to do if you know how to edit a little bit, and I can add, look at all this stuff I got to add in. It's a really cool way to be interactive with your students or fellow teachers. So, great choice. Why am I singing? I'm not really what you call the singing type. This is Crash Course. They do extremely high quality videos. It's scripted stuff. It is, they script it. They have writers. They've got editors. They bring stuff in. They've got a set, green screen. They have video, photo. This is kind of like the pinnacle for online learning videos. This is what you watch on the History Channel for fun, not because you have to learn it. So if you can figure out, if you learn to edit, if you do a little bit of preparation, yes, it takes more time, but more people want to watch it. You're hitting them with prior knowledge. Here's a photo of something you learned last week. You're talking to them, you see a face. You're clipping in between like a movie clips. Watch every movie ever. Within 3 to 4 seconds, they clip over to a new camera angle. Seriously, count. 3 to 4 seconds, they clip to a new angle. That's because it keeps your attention. It's like a brain reset. Watch them. I bet you they don't have any clip that lasts over 4 seconds. Still hasn't yet. That's their intro, so of course it doesn't. But watch him start talking. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, boom, transition. Photo, text, voiceover. It's all the above. Again, this is once you really get comfortable, okay? Don't think you have to jump into this. But when you're looking for videos, say you're not creating, and you're finding videos on YouTube, I would highly, highly recommend you go in and find videos like this that connect with your students on every audio, visual, previous knowledge level. Okay? Cool. All right, I think the next one's, okay. So this is a video I made. Just watch the beginning of this video. It starts off with me. It looks like I'm about to hit a computer with a baseball bat. I go in and it clips it. And then I start talking, okay? I've included clips. I did like Crash Course did where I included all those clips. But then what I did was I did what's called dual narrative storytelling. So it's like there's these 2 layers of a story happening during this video. At the beginning of the video, you see me about to hit a computer. And then I'm leading up, I'm practicing, I go do some practice swings, come up, and then at the end, I hit the computer. That's one story of me hitting a computer with a baseball bat. There's another story along the other, like the whole way I'm talking about how students can be successful in remote learning, online learning, virtual learning, blended learning, all of that. How students can be successful in online learning. And I'm giving them tools for that. That is the other story. If when you're telling a story, you can add 2 different levels of storytelling, you are going to see deeper engagement, because if they don't care about remote learning, even if it's a fun, engaging video, why do they want to watch it if they don't see how it applies to them? But if they want to see me hit a computer with a baseball bat, maybe I'll keep them long enough to get them through the end of the video. Another thing I'm finding in a lot of the research is that they've got the nose of your video, they've got the body, and they've got the, I don't know, the end. I'll call it the end. They call it the tail. Nose, body, tail. The nose is the first 10% of the video. So if it's a 30-second video, that's 3 seconds. If it's a 100-minute video, it's 10 minutes. If you can keep people for the first 10% of your video, your odds of keeping them through the rest of the video increase dramatically. So if you're going to put engaging stuff in your video, we always kind of want to wait till the end to put that in there. But most of the time, people don't reach to the end. I think it's like, it's on YouTube, it's over 80% of the people that click on the video don't see the end of it, 80 to 90%. Facebook, it's even less. It's like, I think like 5% see the end of the video. So don't put the best stuff at the end. Put the great stuff at the beginning. Keep them long enough to where they want to watch the rest of it, okay? So dual narrative storytelling is a great way to do that. If you want this video, it's something teachers use to show their students. Students watch it, and then they walk through and they identify different ways to make themselves more successful in remote learning. And it's a social and academic connections, and I actually have students fill it out. I've got Google Docs, PDFs. If you want that resource, take it. You can have all of it. It's free, obviously. It's obviously free. Why is it obvious? Because I said so, okay? Here's another one. This is exactly what I was talking about with Streamyard. We actually did this through Streamyard. My friend Lindsay and I did a session at a conference last year where we talked back and forth. We had that back and forth dynamic, but then also we have slideshows. We did all this through Streamyard. If you want to check it out, streamyard.com. I've talked about it a lot. Again, I don't work for them. I don't get commission. I just highly recommend their product because it makes your life easier and you don't have to edit as much. It just builds it in. So check that out if you want to do live presentations for online focused audiences. Boo! Vlog style. Okay, so here's another. This is a really fun one if you can do it. Once you get more and more comfortable editing, have you ever seen a vlog? In the chat, let me know if you've ever seen a vlog and who you saw. What was a vlogger you've seen that you liked? Vloggers, what they do is they take a camera and they hold it up and they're like, hey, what's up, guys? Blah, blah, blah. I don't need to do that. Okay. And they walk through and they show themselves and they show their surroundings and they talk to their audience and they'll throw in text and stuff like that. I had a layover. I was doing this thing with Apple and I had a layover in DC, obviously, because it's DC. And so what I did was I had like 5 or 6 hours. So I got a scooter and I rode around DC and I made like 5 or 6 vlog style videos where I do fun facts about different locations. This was Washington Monument. I'm sweating profusely and I'm walking around talking to rando people and I'm at the Washington Monument. I can show them this. This is an awesome visual to help people learn and to add that element. Now, granted, you might not be close to DC. You might not be close to wherever this is being, shown or done. However, if you can find people like me that have been there and they have a video you like, this is a very engaging way for learners to watch something and learn something and actually in the environment it's in. So one of the beautiful things about YouTube, it's out there in the world. There's people that do this. So if you want those, I've got vlogs of all DC, but I highly recommend you find some great YouTubers that are doing this. It'd be my dream to just travel around and do like videos teaching people in the different locations of where it happened. That would just be my dream. That would be incredible. Okay, so there you go. Check that out. That's linked in here, tarveracademy.com/video. It's got the link to this presentation and all these videos in here. Okay, so let's do a template. Say you're like, Tyler, I need a template. Give me, what is research? What are you reading in research? What is your analysis? What is your recommendation for a template for a video? The perfect video. There's no perfect video. But I say that. Have you guys ever seen the movie Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse? That'd be the perfect movie. Okay, so here's a template of what I recommend. So when you watch my videos, you see at the beginning, it pops up my logo and says, Tarver Academy, learning and having fun. That's branding. It's 5 seconds or less. It's the beginning. It helps people remember and get comfortable in recognizing your product. It's the reason when you see Nike, something with Nike, you're like, oh, I know Nike, the brand. That brand is ingrained in our brains. We either think highly of it or not highly of it. We think highly of Lululemon or Reebok or whatever company it is. We know their brand, and their brand has a feeling attached to it. You want to build up a brand of what you're creating on the internet. That way it all ties together, okay? Right after that first few seconds where you brand it, you address them as an individual. Don't say, hello, class. You want to say, hey, How are you? Are you doing okay today? Are you having a good day? Because guess what? They're probably not watching this video with a class. They're watching it by themselves. So they want to feel like you're talking to them. So look at the camera and say, how are you? Are you doing good today? Let me know in the chat. Did that not feel like I was talking to you as opposed to, hello everybody, welcome. Today we're going to learn about, how to make a perfect pizza, whatever it is. And so talk directly at the camera and say you. How are you doing? Okay, so address them as an individual. I try to say you in the first 2 sentences, at least twice. Okay? First sentence I say you, second sentence I say you. 2 times I've hit them with, I'm talking to you. This is for you. It is not an accident you're watching this video and I see you. Okay? I don't see them, that'd be creepy. Okay? Remind them of who you are and how to connect. So you want to tell them like, hey, my name's Tyler Tarver. You can check me out at Tarver Academy YouTube channel or at Tyler Tarver on any social media platform. I'd love to connect with you and learn with you and, grow with you there. Boom. You know who I am. You know a little bit about me that I'm on social media and how to connect. Number 4, community connection. Give them something about your personality. They don't want to just be like, I am a robot, Bueller. They don't want to just be like, here's quadratic formula. Joke around with them. That math video, I made a joke about how boring math is at the beginning. People get comments. I get comments all the time about that little phrase. It's a little bit of my personality. Here's one thing. I'm getting super into like cards. By the way, if you want to sell your card collection, hit me up, Tyler Tarver. But I'm getting super into cards. So I'm going to try to incorporate card stuff. And what I might tell people in the video is, hey, I just got into cards. Just got this Jordan PSA 8. Would love for it to be a 10, but I can't afford it. So I would love to know. In the chat, tell me your favorite athlete and if you have any cards that have them on it. That is a great conversation starter where there's no right or wrong. It's just tell us who your favorite athlete is, okay? After that, number 5, you want to provide clarity for the learning. In research that I'm finding, there are 2 reasons people stop watching videos online. And by far, there's multiple reasons, but it's like if this is the bar graph, these 2 reasons are back here, everything else is down here, okay? Way more important. These are the 2 reasons students stop watching online videos. Either because they don't see how it applies to them, like, I don't need to learn this, why would I need to know this? They don't see how it applies to them, or they're confused about what's going on. Constantly provide clarity for the learning. Why they need to learn it, what's happening, what are you doing? I've repeatedly told you, tarveracademy.com/video, because that is a home base where you can learn about what's happening if you're getting far off or you don't know what we're talking about. So hit them with the big topic. Tell them the agenda. Here's what we're talking about today. Here's what I'm going to be doing. At the beginning, I'm doing this, then this, then this. That's what's happening. And then why they need to learn it, how it applies to them. So I'm telling them the topic, and then I'm hitting them with those 2 things. Here's what's happening today. Erase confusion. Why they need to learn it. Show how it applies to them. Okay, so hit them with that. Then you discuss the key points. Teach them what you want to teach them. Then tell a story. Okay, teach them what you want to teach them. Sometimes, based on that, remember that framework we looked at, the multimedia learning? Cognitive theory of multimedia learning. One of the key things is that you're tying into previous knowledge. When you tell a story, you've got a lot better chance of putting the story in a situation where people can relate to it. Then you tie your key concept in. So you teach them something, you tell a story, and then you tie those 2 together. You're tying on that previous knowledge that you've got to allow your students to learn and have a deeper connection. Think of the last time you went and saw somebody give a lecture for 45 minutes or a keynote at an education conference. What's up? And think of what you remember. Do you remember the 3 points they had? Or do you remember a story they told you? Stories stick, okay? Tell a story and then tie it into your key point. And then at the very end, give them a challenge. Give them something to do. My challenge to you today, go out and make a YouTube video, 2 minutes or less, where you tell me a little bit about your personality and you ask a question for your students to know about them. That's your goal. That's your challenge. My challenge is you go create a YouTube channel. Or my challenge is you go subscribe to Tarver Academy, leave a comment so I can go subscribe to you. Give them a challenge. Tell them what to do next. Next steps. That's what you want to do. Okay? I'm going to roll through this pretty quick. I just want to tell you some YouTube video upload options. You can upload it directly. You can do a live stream. You can schedule it to go live in the future. Or if you have not looked at YouTube Premieres, you need to check out YouTube Premieres. It is an incredible feature. I've got videos showing you what it is, how to use it. YouTube Premieres are the next big thing. I highly recommend them. What camera should you use? The best camera you have on you. All right, that's what I have today. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time and your attention. I genuinely means a lot to me. My challenge to you, go out and if you haven't created a YouTube channel, create one. Even if you never create or upload a video, have it so you can find creators that are gonna help you and help your students. Start with tarveracademy.com. Tarver Academy. Check me out on YouTube, hit subscribe, I'd appreciate it. Check me out on Instagram, at Tyler Tarver. I do daily tips on Google, technology, teaching, all of that, at Tyler Tarver. Just search Tyler Tarver on Instagram or TikTok. Hit me up. I'd love to hear that you watch this, and I'd like to know if there's anything I can do better or something I taught you that maybe you didn't know before. There's multiple ways to check my email list out. I've got all that stuff. Free PD. I'm doing a ton of virtual free PD this summer. tarveracademy.com/PD sign up. And then if you want to upgrade your learning, you know your boy got that as well. Check that out at any of those links. Screenshot this. Thank you guys so much for your time. I really, really appreciate you, and thank you Wacom for letting me do this, for being a part of this. You have an amazing product, and I wouldn't do this if I didn't believe in it and I didn't use it, and so I thank you. And I thank you all for your time. Hope you have the best day ever. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and hit me up if you want to sell any of your cards. Just kidding. Now you know a little bit about me. All right, I'm done. Thank you guys. Y'all be good. Thank y'all so much.